Oh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths. That's a shame. Tossball's just about the only good news we get around here. When our frequency's not too clogged up anyway. So, what can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Oh, it does work. I bought some musk from Sebastian to cover up the salt.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals. Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Who the
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market. Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business. Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly? Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
I must thank you for your excellent recommendation. Anyway, what can I do for you? But that's terrible. What happened? I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually. Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much... Quite well, as a matter of fact. Zora is proving most capable. You should see the way she pounds the table and gets straight to the point. It makes for some rather exhilarating meetings. I know I had my concerns initially, but your instincts were right. Zora and her compatriots have become valuable and productive members of our community. And since we're back in the board's good graces, we've got real growth prospects to look forward to. What can I do for you?
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some decent people in charge. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Exciting. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find. You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway. Of course, of course. What's on your mind? Absolutely. Let's talk. Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia. Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know. Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned into total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you, people who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense. Ah, you begin to perceive the truth. Yes, according to the board and their narrow-minded scientists, you should be a pile of organic sludge right now. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope. We'll do our... I'd best get back to work. You've done... What's on your...
From another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship. It's a parcel, ma'am. A parcel is a shipment with alacrity. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures. They dispense 3 complimentary spritzes of Anti-Cleo's Citrus Squirt Air Freshener. That's the HPS touch for you, Captain Hawthorne. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of...
The ship used to be much quieter.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one Minnie Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
I've gotten jobs from some unusual sources, but this is a first. Congratulations, Captain.
I don't mean to sound prim, Captain, but there's gotta be a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest I ever been to starring in a serial drama. Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
Lucky Montoya owed Captain Hawthorne a considerable debt. I believe this is what humans refer to as payback. Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose. He was an old friend of Alex Hawthorne's. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter situations of extreme danger.
He liked to show off his battle scars. I get the feeling he won't be flashing this one around.
He was also the 4th best paid freelancer in the system. This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances. I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
Can we talk?
At first, I liked what Graham was doing. The Iconoclasts were going to change Halcyon for the better. But then, we found out Graham was behind the slaughter of Amber Heights. How can anybody so morally bankrupt lead a movement to transform the colony? That's putting it kindly, boss. Graham's worse than trash. He's a traitor. You'd never do something like that, would you? Slaughter a whole community of innocents? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's get back to it. I need to put all this ugly business with Graham behind me.
Hey, Cap. Sure. Right now, I'm feeling like a canid following a trail of treats. Like I'm being misled at best. At worst, walking into a trap. Keep those eyes open, Captain. Hey, Cap. Parvati showed me how to properly grease the magazine release on one of my firearms. She's a smart one, you know. Opal was quiet in the same way. She'd hang back, out of sight, then all of a sudden pop in with a bit of wisdom out of nowhere. Shit. Look at me dredging up. I will.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Budge, a soft, sour candy shell around a sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it. C&P Borscht Pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Borscht Pockets.
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this. You've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor. I guess you're just one of the lucky ones. Look on the bright side. You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. Catherine says the factory needs some repairs before it's back to working order. Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those swine didn't give... I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try not to think about pigs. Atta girl. I have another job lined up, assuming you're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if... While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly... Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a Sublight salvage remote office... Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you could... And one last thing. When you... I'm being smart. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now... Just be careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me.
C&P, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable how good it is.
This is Halcyon News.
Gracious. Yes. Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I shouldn't be too... Anytime.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. We'll be here. Captain?
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out!
I was just getting started.
Hey, take a gander. Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, hell. I'm sorry, Nyoka.
don't... They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick. That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Can we talk? Since we're in Byzantium, there's something I've been meaning to do. I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to be worried sick. Which brings us to where we are today, several messages and a few years late. See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. I know that probably comes as a big surprise. Yeah, Oh. Great. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with... You're the boss. Anything else? Things on Monarch have really cooled off. I didn't think MSI and the Iconoclast would ever talk. Outside of shouting four-letter words, I mean. Sure. And look, I won't knock the work you did. I'm sure they'll have a good cry, look through old photographs, share a pint of... But sooner or later, things will go back to the way they... Well, who... Anyway, I'd hate to see you get... Hey, Anything else? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this... Ever notice how this job gets bigger and more dangerous every time he calls? Makes me wonder what your angle is. Fair enough. The board's put a bounty on his head. I've got no love for the corporations, but... Exactly. You seem to have a good head on your shoulder. Don't mention it. Anything else? If there's one thing you could say about Lucky Montoya, he was always at... Sure, like Ada said, he was a big... I met him at Lost Hope once. He was buying rounds for everyone. Pretty sure half of it was made up. You ever get the feeling someone's... There was just something about Montoya I couldn't... He was always the center of a room, and he... I'm trying to say that if he screwed this job up, that he may have had a rep, but you're more capable than he... Hey, what's on your... From his arm? The decay makes it hard to tell. Torn off by something with big teeth, torn off by something... Or maybe he just got too... Sure. Something on your mouth. It's like one of those stuffy art gallery pieces. Looks okay from far off. Even the bribes are overpriced. The real question is why... There's all these invisible rules, and everyone spends all... I was a top-tier surgeon, but I could hardly open a pack. That's no way to... People call Byzantium the jewel. Everything's polished and bureaucracy. Don't trust anyone, don't touch anything. People are extremely competitive about... Interesting like a I trained as a surgeon. Lots of them, unfortunate. Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with... That's what I've been saying.
Stay safe out there.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
All of them trying to eat you, I'd wager.
The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators. When the birds start disappearing, you know something's afoul. No pun intended. Come on. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things... For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly... Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever... Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes, after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine... At first, management put up an out-of-order sign. But that just seemed to worry people. Like they were They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you?
If things are broken here, of all places?
Things have kept on running this long, right? The whole episode made me wonder. If they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion. After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could.
Why can't something...
Try Anti-Cleo. It's better than nature.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous? Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism. Know what I mean? There's those street smarts. Just the right amount of rough around the edges. Next time, we'll have you say that over the rim of a Trippistout. Product placement, baby. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation? Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take good care of you. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star, and I think you got the chops.
Hey, if you want an action story, you ought to haul a couple of cameras to Monarch sometime. We'll give you some damn good footage. If you survive.
Unscripted chaos. Come on, who'll pay to see that? So what do you say? Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio.
Anti-Cleo's Ketchup. Organic, vegan, handmade, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free. Anti-Cleo's antibiotics.
According to local legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut.
Ugh. Decadence ain't gonna save you when beasts chew through the walls.
Rizzo's triple down anymore, my good man. You want a punch? You've got your punch right here.
All right, how does this sound? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look civil.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And 'cause Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See, I knew you'd get it. Now go in there, find your...
Well, well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this Settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too... Oh, sorry. I already said that.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, are we the good guys or the bad guys? Doesn't matter. I want to shoot someone.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axejack, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us. What indeed? I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come. Yes, it is.
This what passes for entertainment around here? They ought to try tossing back a Spectrum Red and going rapt hunting. Someone's bound to lose an eye. It'll be a riot.
Hey, no one told me we were giving critics an... I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field, and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place in. Oh, I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and. Line to the break room, everyone.
Cut! That was interesting, kid. Real novel take. Let's take 5.
Whatever he offers you, ask for more.
There's my star. Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. Look, sometimes... Here, take this for making the trip down. Maybe we need more guns. Bigger guns, with gold plating. Marketing will love that.
Hey, stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Yep, you're looking at the minister's newest personal guard. Right here. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just... Oh, he's, Oh, you definitely recognize him if you... He's basically the most important person in the colony. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal... Yep, I've nearly made it to the top of my... That's a great idea! Oh.
Have you tried our new cock? Then you'll want to speak... Quite so. Oh, by...
Please allow me to...
Hey, you... Here's to me. Hey, you're really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down. Who am I? It's not every day you get your dream job. Wow, you've got like this crazy... Oh, Laws, I gotta...
Only 2?
Have you always... I really shouldn't. I'll...
Nonsense. You've got...
Guess I can't argue. I don't feel so good. I just need to sit down.
I've always loved that sculpture.
It's an orrery, and you say that every time.
I love Byzantium.
What's gotten into Bachmeyer lately?
Now that he's posted at the...
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our budgets, revenue streams, and...
If they'd sent money to Monarch instead of building even one of those homes, I bet we could have rebuilt Stellar Bay. The whole damn thing.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will... This ultimatum brought to you by... That's funny. The minister isn't expecting... Sure you are. Typical. There's nothing to see here.
Something was not right.
What?
What was that?
Here they come!
Take them down!
Suppressing fire! Down they go! I'm reloading! I'm gonna rush it!
That's the last of them.
How did you get in here? You! You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me? What could possibly be so urgent?
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Drugs, of course. What else would it be? I don't have any drugs.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy...
Will that be all, then? Oh, dear, I don't think... Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only... Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected him of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and entered...
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and even I can tell you, things aren't... Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must.
We really gonna do this? Getting...
This is about more than bits. This is a... Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of dissident. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me... But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more. all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're awful trusting for a guy who's been locked in his own house for years.
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. Perhaps there is... And now I entrust it to you. What a pleasure. Why, I do all the work no one else wants to do. I write reports no one ever reads. When I'm not being conscripted to perform in the because some Halcyon is headed for a collapse, and no one's
Headed for. Monarch's already there. And from what...
A cautionary tale, isn't it? Too bad Monarch's been relegated to Aetherwave fodder for... Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and I are... Aside from battalions of UDL security forces, most of Halcyon knows... Besides, remaining close has allowed me to learn... Except for the bit about my son. Probably because I've no interest in... When he saw I meant to oppose him... It's quite all right. Are you telling... Also, they're a surprisingly... the board's most pressing grievances.
I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Myoka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. Not like that, as far as I know. So...
Here they come!
Open fire!
Oh! Well done, Captain.
You must... Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of her?
For the last time, access to Byzantium is impossible without a proper nav. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to be...
How splendid. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, and here you are. Forgive me if my manners don't live up to the standards of an interloper who accosts total strangers in their... Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? What's wrong? It erodes the very pillar. This city is meant for us, the systems... But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is... Oh, do spare me your petty judgment. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees... Tell me. Only if I win. It's not right. I just... You know, you look like you've been shot.
Speed standing around...
Yes. What is that person's job exactly? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important? Fantastic. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district. Unless, of course, you have... These codes will get you past... The same way anyone gets... Bits might earn you a place. For favors like this. Now, do we have... I earned my place here. Chief Idea Officer. Well, he described the idea of it. It was a very... Let's see. And you know how the cosmic... He was a true... I just told you. My... Of course it is. If you have wealth... You're welcome.
There's my parents' place. Smell that?
Marilyn, is that you?
Loss! We certainly didn't expect to see you like this. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. Play the ruffian angle some more. You're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
What did you do?
Why, we did what any grieving parents would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Not until I get some answers. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that.
Quietly.
Well, we're trying.
I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the...
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Don't cause...
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Let's talk outside. Can we talk?
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track? Yeah. Now, Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come. Then Mother would do the old, you had us worried. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in. I'd love to know how you describe. But I want to talk about. Unless you mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bit. Anyway, I don't want to sit. Wait a second. I could open a new account. I'll make money without doing a. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon. Maybe you could use some of your. If that doesn't work. Something on your mind?
If I never smell another raft, I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
The Acropolis district is off. Yeah, and I'd really like a new Hammersmith grenade launcher. Hammersmith, the most trusted brand in brutality. But we can't all have what we want. And seeing as you don't seem the executive sort, you obviously don't belong in the Acropolis district. Hey, were you awarded most persons profiled 6 non-consecutive months in a row? I didn't think so. Anyway, I've worked here long enough to know every clerk by name and face. And since I don't know yours, you ain't getting through. You're new to the ministry? You one of those lab coats they promoted from a company town? That was yours? Wow. You earned that promotion, all right. So you start tomorrow, huh? You know, they should have set you up with an ID 6 to 8 weeks ago. But then you had to wait 6 to 8 weeks for the complaint forms to arrive. Yeah.
I never could have handled the desk job. You ever get the urge to just hawk one on the floor?
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. So what if all those MSI suits meted on Monarch this whole time? I could do it. Easy. Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business only. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revolver. Now, let's see. Well, how nice for you. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all...
Apologies for the wait. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. I'm obliged to inform you that Chairman Rock... Will there be any...
Excuse me, just a moment.
You could dismantle a single room of this place, sell the materials, and feed everyone on...
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. What? Oh dear.
Do we really need all the security? I've...
Not so fast. The minister.
It's okay.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman
Worth a try.
like I said. I don't know how you got that, but
Make him regret it. Ooh, what'd you find?
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 415?
saying, Captain. You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from... You are making this...
Adjutant Akande's call has been... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece.